Hello and welcome to the Midnight Jam. I'm Taylor, and tonight we're going to be interviewing Leangela White. So, hello, Lee. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, making it through the week. Short weeks. That'll be nice.
That's nice, yeah.
So, Leangela, what do you do for a living?
I am a police officer. I've been a police officer for the past 5 years and recently became a field training officer. So I'm helping other officers out in the field.
Nice. So, moving up into the. Do you.
We're restarting. Sorry, quick reset. This is the guest.
Start over. They want to keep your mic closer.
Wait, whose microphone? This is the guest mic. He's got it.
Good? I thought he had it pretty tight,
By
but.
the way, remember to mention 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Alright, we're starting over. No, you can continue. What? No, don't continue. Okay, start from the top. Start from the top.
We'll edit it, fix it in post.
Okay, quiet. That felt like a good one too. Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to the Midnight Jam. I'm Taylor, and tonight we're going to be interviewing LaAngela White. So, hello, LaAngela. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing very good. How are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. It's a short week, so I'm enjoying that.
Awesome.
So, LaAngela, what do you do for a living?
I am currently a police officer. I've been a police officer for the past 5 years now and recently became a field training officer. So I'm training other officers out there on the streets in the field.
Oh, nice. So, is that more of an administrative role, or are you gonna
No,
more
no.
hands-on?
I'm in the passenger seat, which sometimes can be kind of scary. I'm in the passenger seat, and we're going out there, and we're responding to calls and contacting people. So still out there, still out there.
Oh, nice. What made you want to be a police officer?
Uh, well, I keep my goal pretty broad. I want to be a superhero. That is my, that's been that goal since I was a kid. So actually, I wanted to be a doctor initially. I was going to UCI, trying to get my degree in there. So I became an EMT, and I wanted to make sure I can respond to, in progress things. And it ended up being a murder that I responded to, but I was first on scene. So the detective sergeant interviewed me, said, "You ever thought about being a cop?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" So here I am now.
Might as well go for it.
Right.
I hear that's how it goes with a lot of times with where just one of the cops is just, hey, you wanna come be with us?
Yeah. He was just. I ended up asking him. He was a sergeant that I got close to, and he asked him, "Was like, what made you like when I was 18 or 19? What made you want to come talk to me?" He said, "You had an attention to detail, and you could just tell you had that spark in you." And I was like, "Okay, I appreciate that." So it's been awesome.
Kind of one of your superhero powers.
Absolutely.
Do you enjoy this career, or do you feel like you'd want to change later on?
I enjoy it. I think eventually I'll change wherever I'm needed. I like to say is where I'll be, but I have enjoyed it. I've gotten to have some fun laughs. I've gotten to help my family. I've got to help people through some pretty bad times. So it has been an awesome opportunity.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I feel like most of the more satisfying jobs in life is where you're actually helping someone in the long run.
Yeah. It's service. That's kind of where I think I'm gonna continue to try to do and be until I'm down. So yeah.
What would you say is the most difficult thing about being a police officer?
The most difficult thing about being a police officer is trying to figure out how to answer a problem and make sure everybody is safe in a matter of seconds, sometimes minutes, and try to come up with a solution. You know, when we show up, I get half the picture here, and this is, you know, on fire over here, and I got to make sure that people are okay. So that's probably the hardest thing is getting that call, and you never get enough information until you see it yourself on scene.
Yeah, so many different important priorities that you got to juggle while you're trying to piece together a story. It sounds pretty rough.
It is, because you got to make sure you're safe, or I'm safe, and the public is safe. And now, as a field training officer who's teaching somebody, I got to make sure that they're safe as well. So I'm making sure everybody's safe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you consider this your dream career?
No. I think my dream career is coaching. I love kids. I love being able to mentor and kind of be that big brother kind of figure. And so my dream goal is to be a wrestling coach at my local high school, where it kind of built a lot of foundation pieces in me.
Is there anything hard to understand for this career that you picked?
The hardest thing to understand is that we're human, right? I understand we got badges and stuff, but we're people. At the end of the day, you know, we have good days, bad days, and at the end of the day, we want to help people. We want to help you and make sure that you're okay. So,
well, let's pause right there for a second. We got to head to commercial.
Absolutely.
So we'll get right back to it once we get back.
Accidents happen. Ooh. Anywhere, anytime. Minor cuts, major protection. Band-aids, healing made easy.
Hi, welcome back. We're here with LeAngela White. Let's continue where we left off at. So I heard that you've been on television. What are some of the names of the television shows we might have been able to see you on?
I was on Fear Factor, which was really fun. I was on that was on MTV. I was on Awake, the $1 Million Game Show. That was on Netflix. I've done Under Armour and Nike commercials. I've been in music videos and again modeling like for Nike and some other Pocari Sweat, another commercial I did. So,
do you have a favorite show that you were able to take part of?
I think Fear Factor was my favorite show to be a part of because I was able to win with my father.
Wow.
We won $50,000.
Jeez.
Yeah,
That's
that was
a payday.
that was cool. Challenges were hard though.
What was the most difficult challenge?
The most difficult challenge for me was I was strapped to a helicopter and I had 7 locks and like 10 keys on me. So whoever had to unlock, and my dad, I felt bad for him too. He was hanging from the helicopter. So he climbs down. Once I release all the locks, he pulls a lever and the helicopter slingshot me off the cliff. And so I just remember after I waved the flag, I blinked 10 feet off the ground, blinked 50 feet off the ground, and then I'm like looking up and I let out the worst scream you could possibly imagine. I hate heights, so that was probably the hardest.
Yeah, I bet. God, that sounds awful.
Yeah. And then you really don't perceive how much time has passed. So when we got back on the ground and Ludacris was like, "All right, so it looks like LeAngelo and Leland," like it was such a cool experience, especially with my father. He's had some troubles with his health earlier in that year, so winning that with him was awesome.
Getting to see that. That's great. Now, I see that you brought some photos with you.
Absolutely.
Of you out on patrol.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to pull them up on the screen. Could you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So it's important to know your local businesses when you're out there. So we have an exotic bird shop in our city, and so I wanted to go ahead and go inside. When I went inside, I wouldn't say attacked. This bird flew immediately to my shoulder. His name's Jack Jack. He can talk your ear off and also bite your ear if you're not careful. And he was just, we had a whole conversation that day, and he's going to be my new partner. So that's Jack
great.
Jack. That's my guy.
Really fitting into the superhero motif then, huh?
You got to have a sidekick.
Yeah,
you got to have a
be
sidekick.
a great sidekick.
Jack Jack, yeah.
That's great. So, do you enjoy being on screen?
I do. I think it's so fun being able to throw yourself into certain roles and kind of really immerse yourself and try to be something and actualize a vision of other people. So it's a lot of fun.
Do you feel like your past experience in acting has helped you in your career as a police officer?
Absolutely, because really being able to demonstrate or feel that empathy and put yourself in that person's shoes when I respond or when they call us, that's the worst day of their life. And if I can show up and really, okay, what does this person need? How can I console this person? That really has helped out a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. The empathy is something that is so important in that career field.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I've been very fortunate again to help a lot of people where after the fact hey, I don't know if you remember me, I'll be at a gas station. Thank you, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I'm here for. Yeah,
But that's great. Wow, that's awesome. Are there any movies that your dream movie to be casted in?
Dream movie to be cast in. A superhero movie has to be. I can play. I feel like I could play a good cyborg at DC, Justice League, something like that, or a Spider-Man would be awesome too. To be like a Miles Morales kind of thing.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah. Have you ever tried out for any of those roles?
Oddly enough, yeah, for the Zack Snyder Justice League, I did audition for Cyborg. Oh, I also auditioned for.
Oh, we gotta put a pause on that. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. This has been the Midnight Jam. Tune in next week to hear some more incredible stories. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Walked in there, hey, you doing, Leangela White? All right, let's do the script. And I was like, whoo, and I hit it. And then I was like, again, you have to wow them, whatever. And then I went through the script, and I got the call back